Welcome to the channel. In this video we will see how we can write a Python program to check whether the number entered by the user is a positive number or a negative number or 0. So here in this video what we do is first we will ask the user to enter a number. So in order to take the user input we will use the input function. By using this function we can display a message to the user. So here we will display the message as enter a number, and after that this input function returns the user input as a string value. If the user is gonna enter a number, then that number will be returned by this input function as a string value. So what we have to do is we have to convert the user input, which is in string form, to number form. So here I will convert it to integer type, and I can do that by using this int function just like this, and then we will store the user input in a variable. Let's call it as number. Now what we have to do is we have to say whether this number is positive, negative or 0. We can use the if conditional statement in order to check for some condition. So it will be if, and then we will check whether the value present in this number variable is greater than 0. So we can do that by writing the condition if number variable contains a value which is greater than 0. If it is so, then we will say that the number is a positive number. So here I will format the output by using the f string, and I will say the value present in this number variable is a positive number. Okay. Now similarly we have to check for negative number. We will use the if conditional statement again. So it will be if number variable contains a value which is less than 0. If it is so, then we will say the value present in this number variable is a negative number. I will copy and paste this print, and then here we will say number is a negative number. Now the last thing that we have to do is we have to check whether the number is 0. So here again we will use if, and we will compare whether the value present in this number variable is equal to 0. If it is so, then we will say number is 0. So now we have written this program. Now let's see whether it will work or not. So I will run this program, enter a number. I will enter 10. It says 10 is a positive number. I will run it again, and this time I will enter negative 50. Negative 50 is a negative number. I will run it one more time, and this time I will enter 0. It says 0 is 0. Now here, whatever the value that we enter for this number variable, the program is checking that number 3 times. But if you think about it, then we don't have to check the value present in this number variable 3 times in order to say whether it is positive, negative or 0. Why? Because if the first if condition is true, then the number is a positive number, and then there is no need to check whether it is a negative number or whether it is 0. If the first condition is false, that is, if the number is not a positive number, then only we have to check whether it is negative. If the number is not negative, then only we have to check whether the number is 0. So in order to make this program better, what we can do is we can use the if elif. So here, instead of using if conditional statements 3 times, we can use if elif. So here, after the first condition, for the second condition, we will use elif. And for the last condition, we will use else. Now for the last condition, we don't have to check whether number is 0. If we come to this particular part, then the number is 0. So I will remove this number equal to 0. So now what happens here? The program will check whether number variable contains a value which is greater than 0. If this condition is evaluated to true, then the program will display number is a positive number. Then it will not check whether the number is less than 0 or whether it is 0. Okay, so the second condition is checked only if the first condition is false. That is, the number variable contains a value which is not greater than 0. Then only we will check whether number variable contains a value which is less than 0. If both of these are false, then it means that number is not greater than 0, number is not less than 0, it means the number is 0. So we will have this else part for displaying the number is 0. So now I will save this program and I will run it. Enter the number. I will enter 20. Number is a positive number. I will run it one more time. This time I will enter negative 60. It's a negative number. Now let's run it one more time, and this time I will enter 0. It says it is a 0. So the difference is that here this program uses less comparisons in order to display the output for this program. So this is it guys for this video. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. If you have anything to say, then write that in the comment box. For more tutorials like this, subscribe to the channel.